So what's up? I'm back. I know it's been weeks and weeks and weeks upon weeks that I've been gone and not done a Real Housewives review, but I'm back for tonight because I was home. I got a chance to watch the show at its regular air time, so I feel like I have a little time to do this review. And so yeah, let me again apologize. It started back in December. I went to LA. So I was traveling on that Sunday, and then I think the one before that. It's been a while since I've been back. It's been probably a month. But on to this week's episode. This week's episode, I didn't make any notes. It just kind of mainly focused around Kenya. So this will kind of be a short one because that's generally kind of the bulk of it. So I just kind of start from where I picked up with I do believe it was Portia in her exercise doing her workout, her little spat with her sister. I didn't find it surprising that Portia didn't understand the fact of with her being pregnant, she's experiencing with Lauren being pregnant, she's experiencing more hormones, and so she's a little more emotional, sometimes a little more erratic than normal. And she may need some help during this pregnancy season. It doesn't mean she's any less capable or any less willing to help her or to run her businesses or to have her back. It just means that she's dealing with something a little extra right now, you know? She's pregnant, okay? So, yeah, Portia, get that together. You only have one sister. Now, as much as me and my sisters may argue, disagree, or, all that, but you better not never say nothing bad about them. Okay? Because I hate to have to slap you to sleep. But, yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, get that together, Miss Portia. I actually think she did try to get it together a little bit later in the episode where she came over to the house to try to make amends. Now, as far as filming that, when they filmed that, they didn't make it look like nothing but Portia eating. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of dialogue. It just wasn't a lot to that. But, hey, I assume that they made, amends or whatever. Candy. It was just basically it was just showing us Miss Joyce for the first time, basically. Miss Joyce popped off and jumped up in this particular episode. Yeah. I'm trying to keep my mouth off of Miss Joyce because that's Candy's mama and I ride hard for Candy. But yeah. Miss Joyce, low key a thug, like she used to kill people and stuff them in trunks or something. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it because she was like, yeah, I think I need to go talk to Phaedra before she winds up sleeping with the fishes. That's kind of what I got from that, and it seems to be that they're on. Shortly thereafter, Phaedra made her way over to go find Todd. She wasn't talking all that cash money and shit no more. So yeah, Mama Joyce is that nigga. Okay, she is indeed that nigga. But I'm glad to see that with Mama Joyce having talked to Phaedra, she seems to be making more strides towards rebuilding her friendships with Todd and Candy. So that's a good part about this one. Peter and Cynthia. All we know is that Peter said pack up and let's go. Noelle helped her pack, and that's all that we know, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. I don't even remember seeing Kim Fields in this episode at all. So, yeah. Kenya, like I said, was the bulk of this episode, and my heart really went out to Kenya because I can only imagine how it could be to have your mother give you and then not acknowledge you anytime she's has been around you or seen you. She's not acknowledged your presence, not so much as a hey, how you doing, not even so much as to treat you like a stranger. So I can only imagine how that could be. But I am glad that she says, or she appears to have gotten some closure with this. Because sometimes you have to see people spit on you to your face in order to really see people for who and what they truly are. I'm sometimes one of those people, like where I know people, like if I know somebody's talking cash money shit about it, most times I will know because people either I'm polarizing as I've been described. You either really like me or you really don't. And most times, if you don't like me, you will say something around somebody who really does like me, and I'll still get those teas. But I oftentimes feel feel like if you don't say it to my face, it didn't happen. And if you don't have enough balls to say it to my face, it still doesn't matter. So I think for Kenya having to see her mother, um, or hearing her mother say don't answer the door and locking the door in her face, I think that may have been a revelation for her. So hopefully she'll be able to get some peace and act like she got some sense going forward in this episode. Going forward in this, not necessarily this episode, going forward in life. And you know how she conducts herself on the Housewives. I know that a lot of the stuff on Housewives is just for ratings, to build your character or whatever the case may be, or to secure your spot on the show. So yeah, Kenya, I really felt for you this particular episode. Like FRFR, no LOL, RNSB. The doll felt for you. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot to say this particular episode, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get back on these reviews. The previews for the next episode were a tad bit more, interesting than the episode itself, because they're talking about that Nene is back apparently or something. So that's cute. Oh yeah, we didn't see Sheree this episode either. So yeah, Nene's supposed to be coming back. Kane got a little fallout with her aunt Lori, so I want to see how that pans out, because Lori already knows how Kenya feels about it and how it's kind of tormented her. So in the previews, it made it seem as if Lori had a problem with her, going to her mother's house and all that. So I'm waiting to see about the next episode. I'm not gonna ramble on too much longer because, like I said, I did take notes. So, and it was basically about Kenya, and that was the crux of her issues with her mother and her re-establishing her connections with her family, which I'm glad for her that she did that. So I'm gonna go and bag her.